With the way my lighting is, there is literally no way for me to put my glasses on where there's not a glare on the lenses unless I like tilt my glasses up, but then you can clearly tell that they're angled. Oh well. I am here today with a new video. I am going to be talking about 4 books that I have just not been able to stop thinking about since I've read them, as well as 2 others that are... It's not that like I've been thinking about them non-stop. It's more just when I think about them again, I'll, reminisce. But mainly, it is 4 books that I have not stopped thinking about. They always come into my head since I finished them. There is also a theme with every single book on this list, and I'll see if you can guess it. You can guess in the comments if you think you know the theme that I have just now realized with all of these books, but let's start. All of these books as well are part of series, and so while I think of the series, these books specifically are the ones that, I think of most of the time. There's 2 of the books are from series that I haven't completed yet, so that might be why they're the only ones in the series that I'm thinking of, because I haven't finished them, but I have all the books to finish them, but we'll get into that. Book number 1 that I have not stopped thinking about is Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. And I think Catching Fire specifically, just because this is like my favorite book in the Hunger Games trilogy. It's also my favorite movie. I've always loved this one. The emotions, the cunningness, especially Peter Malark, he knows how to play those games so well, and he did it really well in here too. But so this book, and I think really I haven't stopped thinking about it recently because I finally got my sister to watch all of the movies when we were sick with COVID together and we lived together, so we were like, we're not just going to stay away from each other, let's just sit on the couch and watch things. So we watched 3 Marvel shows that we had been slacking on, and then all of the Hunger Games movies. Next book is Song of the Dead by Sarah Glenn Marsh, which is the second and last book of the Reign of the Fallen duology. So I'll just stay. I don't know why Song of the Dead stays in my head so much. It might be, Odessa and Meredy. I love them so much. And then the final battle at the end, I really, really enjoyed that one. So I think that might be why this book specifically stays in my head a little bit more than the first book. Next book is also the last in a series, but it's the last in a trilogy. And that is Night of the Dragon by Julie Kagawa, which is the 3rd book in the Shadow of the Fox trilogy. And when I tell you I have not stopped thinking about this book since I finished it, which was not this year, but last year in January. So I have been thinking about this book for almost 2 years nonstop. And I wish I could take the memory of the entire trilogy out of my brain so I could reread all of this for the first time again. I miss the characters. I miss that final battle. I don't want to spoil it either if you haven't read it. I miss the ending where they come together. I miss the whole trilogy. But this book, I miss the most. Next book that I think about nonstop is the first book in a trilogy, and I have the next 2 books. I just haven't read them yet, and that is Gideon the Ninth. This is by Tamsin Muir, and I just love Gideon. I thought this was a very interesting and unique book. This is also really one of my first kind of inductions into the sci-fi world. I read mainly fantasy, as you could tell from the first, from 2 of those books, and, dystopian was a big part of my younger life, but I'm trying to get more into sci-fi, and this actually came as a recommendation from Sarah Glenn Marsh, and I'm so glad that I listened and I picked this up. And I do have both Harrow the Ninth and Nona the Ninth, so I'm going to try and get to them soon, but there's no promises. I say that for like everything, and here we are. So the next two books, it's not that I think about them all the time. It's more like when I see maybe their spines that I think about those, or when I think of the series as a whole, I kind of go to the events in that particular book. One of them, yes, it is just the first book, and that is The Last Magician by Lisa Maxwell. And I do have The Devil's Thief and The Serpent's Curse, I believe is the third one. Where is it? I have the book. Yeah, The Serpent's Curse. I have both of those books. Just haven't gotten to them yet. I thought this year would be the year of sequels. I have so many sequels on my TBR that I haven't even gotten to, and that's including Devil's Thief and Harrow the Ninth. We're in November. I'm recording this mid-November. It's almost December, and I've read 10 books. And I've read 2 sequels out of the 4 sequels that I was planning on reading this year. I've only read half of the sequels I was planning, so maybe I can speed through things and get everything else done. But every time I look at the spine of this book on my shelf, I just think back to the characters, and I really liked the book. I liked the magic world. So I know that when I do get to Devil's Thief, I will very much enjoy hopping back into this world. Now, the next book, I actually have 2 versions of it because I love this author so much, but it is The Iron Queen by Julie Kagawa. I have the original cover versions with the faces, and then I have the 10th anniversary editions, and I actually have the Fairy Loot editions because I used to have the sprayed edges facing out. I no longer do right now. You can see the actual spines right here. The designs are getting a little sun bleached, so I'm gonna turn them around for a little bit, and we'll look at the spines. But I think I love the Iron Fey series as a whole, and it's still continuing. I'm still waiting to be able to pre-order the Iron Vow soon that's coming out. I'm so excited for that one. But when I think of the series, I think a lot of times of the events that happened in the Iron Queen, and also they do the thing where they say the title in this book. With this book, I specifically remember it's saying Iron Queen, and I loved this book and the way that it ended and just tied so beautifully into Iron Knight. And Megan as a character, I loved her. I go back to, thinking about these books all the time, and if you've known me for longer than a year, that won't be a shock to you. Thank you for joining me on this really quick video where I just kind of briefly go through books that I really loved and that I can't stop thinking about. And I'd love to hear books that you have the same sentiments to, books that you just have not stopped thinking about, that you'll probably never stop thinking about. Put those down in the comments and we'll see if I've read any of those as well, or if I end up getting any new books to add to my shelf. Which I keep telling myself I won't, but I already have 6 books for the August to December book haul that I'm gonna do. So, yay. As well, in the comments, if you have any suggestions for videos that are book related or not book related, you can pop those down in the description as well. Follow me on social media if you would like, but I will see you guys in the next video. A bientôt!